What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week is my good friend, Dan Gilbert.
You alright, Matt?
I'm very well, and yourself?
Yeah, had a good week off. Ventured down the Witcher hole a bit too much.
Yeah, it's a very, very big hole. Almost
Yes.
Bottomless pit, I would say, more so than a
It
hole.
feels like it at the moment, yeah.
How's it going for you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm getting to grips with the game fine. It's just so much to go and see and do.
I know.
Where do you go if you try and venture off the story?
I've put in like 20 hours, and I still just feel that those question marks will be the death of me.
Yeah.
Because I go into the world map and it like gives you across the top everything that's there, and it's like 73 question marks, and that's in like 1/4 of like the whole map. I was like, oh mother.
It gets worse.
I know.
Because you speak to people and stuff, and then it just adds to the map. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but a really, really good game.
Yes.
Should recommend people go and check that out. But anyway, with this show, the Game of the Week show, if you're new to it for the very first time, it's normally a weekly show that three of us do, but we have no idea where Ash is. He can only be presumed dead, or at least he better be. That's the only excuse he can have for not being here.
You're going to feel so bad if that's what happened.
Well, no, because then I'll be like, well, okay, that is acceptable.
Yeah. He has a reason for being late now.
Yeah. Is he late? If he's dead though, is he actually late? Because you're only late if you turn up. Because if you never turn up, are you ever late?
That's a good point.
Or you're just a non-attendance.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're never late until you arrive. Interesting. Anyway, the Game of the Week show, normally a weekly show, three of us do this week too. We do it every Monday. We get together to discuss the latest news topics in the video game industry. We'll also go through the game releases for that week before picking our favourite games of the week. If that sounds like something you're interested in, subscribe to us on YouTube here with the little subscribe button down below. We've also got a Facebook page which you can check out. It's facebook.com/The Gamer Initiative. We've got a Twitter where you can follow us, twitter.com/TGI_gaming. And we also have a website, www.thegamerinitiative.com. All links will be down below. That's the first time I've done that, so it makes me realise how much stuff we've got now. But yeah, we're ready to take on the beast.
We might just have to narrow it down to all social media links in the description.
I like saying it though, because then if people aren't maybe paying attention, I'm speaking for so long that therefore the social media will be drilled into them at some point.
Or they switch off.
One of the other. You've probably switched off. But if you haven't, we'll now get into the news for the week. We're starting off with some Halo 5 news. Obviously pre-E3, so some would think that it's maybe going to be a quiet week, but it's actually been a very busy week in the news front. Obviously getting people hyped for their press conferences. And Halo 5, we've got some co-op news and some DLC news. First up on the co-op front, we've got the legendary Blue Team, which are very canon from all of the other alternate history of Halo. They're joining Master Chief. You'll be able to instruct them around in the single-player campaign, and also they'll be joining you for team co-op. So Dan, what do you think about this news? The whole co-op feature. We've talked about it before about team co-op and something that you don't really get enough of. So
yeah, it's a good feature, but unfortunately, for what I've read, it seems like they're not going to be having it as split screen co-op in this.
Yeah, that's what I read as well. It will remain to be seen.
Yeah,
it will be very disappointing because we've always had split
it's been there
screen
from day
before.
Day one, hasn't it?
Yeah, I guess the whole couch co-op thing is definitely dying. We've talked about it, I think, on many shows before. It is a dying thing, unfortunately. You know, the internet infrastructure is there that you can just seamlessly do it, but some people might want to get together and play a co-op game on the sofa. I mean, like now you can do it, but you need now 4 Xboxes and 4 TVs.
Yeah, which is less practical.
It is, but a much more awesome setup.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited for it though. All in all,
the reason though it appears that's been dropped as such is because the developers don't want to damage the look of the game or whatever by downscaling from 60 frames per second down to 30, which is what's required for the split screen.
I understand that, obviously. I mean, back in the day, it makes me sound really old there, but there was a time where we didn't care so much about visuals
Yeah.
and split screen. It's like, yes, there was a performance drop, but people never bitched and moaned about it. Whereas now, everyone is so
Fixated
on it. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's impossible for a game to look the same 4 times as it can do 1 time.
Yeah.
Because if it looks the same, then that means that the 1-player version is way dumbed down
Yeah.
to what it could be. So they can't win either way. So
Yeah.
I understand it, but it is just a shame that these couch experiences are kind of dying a death.
I think we still need them.
We do need them.
Yeah.
You know, we'll always have the multiplayer games. We can just go back and play old school games.
Yeah.
Which we do on this channel every Friday, by the way, if you're ever interested in
we will
checking
be.
those out. We will be. From this week on, be the first one. Come back to that. Be a very special game. We've also got some DLC news on Halo, which I thought was quite a nice thing to hear. We're going to be getting 15 DLC multiplayer maps, all for free. No charge. That's in addition to the anticipated 20 that it's launching with. The reason 343 has said this is basically they want to make sure that they don't divide the player base, keep them united, because as soon as you have DLC, there's some people that can have it and some people that can't.
You see it happen a lot in multiplayer. So
Yeah.
like Call of Duty, for example. Like
That's the big one, isn't it?
they'll drop their new multiplayer maps. Some people will buy it, some people won't, and you can't access those new ones. Obviously, if you haven't bought the DLC,
So then you can't play in that lobby.
splitting up the lobbies and like your player pool. So it makes sense.
I think it's a nice touch. I kind of questioned whether or not this is this partially also a way of them to say sorry that they fucked up the Master Chief collection so much.
It could be.
Maybe. I mean, like, obviously this is a good reason to do it as well, but I think it's also maybe just a PR boost that they probably need, which not only do they need from this, but they also need Halo 5 to work as well. But that's another story altogether. But I'm really happy that they're going to be doing this. I mean, I have 35 maps. That's so much content for the multiplayer. People are going to be really, really happy with that. I would think. Or
I hope so. That's a decent number of different maps to play.
So yeah, we've got that anyway to look forward to October this year. But next week we will be back with all of the E3 conference stuff. I know by the time you're watching this, the conferences will have begun, but we're recording this Saturday evening, so all of our E3 coverage will be coming in next week's show. We might have to break it up. It might be a long one. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, see how much interesting stuff comes out, but we would definitely have more next week. Talking of E3, there's another, moving on to the Sony side, a game that we might be seeing. Rumours are The Last Guardian might finally be re-revealed at E3. It hasn't been there for 6 years, E3 2009, but you can't make this up. But The Guardian have said that The Last Guardian will be coming, and they have it on very good authority. So, what did you think of this? Like, I can't believe that game will exist until I'm playing it on my PlayStation.
I feel it's like 2009 to now. It's too far. It's one of those things where it's like someone has to have a very personal attachment to the project, to still be trying to drive it forward at this point. Because 6 years of development or non-development in this case, that's a long time to then basically have to turn. Like, technology has moved on.
Yeah, well,
so they would basically have to scrap it all to rebuild it up again. Is it even worth it at that point?
Oh, it's still worth it, I think, because they released such awesome games in Ico and also Shadow of Colossus. Like, everyone loved that game that played it, and they want more. But I think what you say is the game that we saw in 2009 almost certainly will not be the game we get when it comes out. That was a PS3 game, you know. This is now a PS4 game.
Exactly.
It has to be. So from that, it's different. The premise of the game, maybe it'll be the same, but I wouldn't even be surprised if it's now even going to be called something different, because otherwise when like someone searches for The Last Guardian, you're going to find all of this
cancelled problems.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You can find out Monday night or early hours of Tuesday morning, whether or not that happens. But also, apparently, Mark Cerny is heading up the development of this game to make sure it's completed. He was the architect of PS4, so obviously probably quite a good person to have on board. But at the same time, he was the director for Knack, which wasn't quite so well received as a launch title. But it was a launch title, so you take it with a pinch of salt. But these rumours both coming out this week, I think there's got to be something coming. Like, Sony have to have something.
Yeah. Because
they don't have anything more this year. I mean, they've had games this year. We've had, Bloodborne, The Order. We've had games. We've got another one we're going to talk about in just a minute. But they need something for this winter other than Uncharted. Do you not think?
I think so.
Do you think it will come this year? No. Well, we shall see. Again, stay tuned next week. All of this stuff is going to be, it's here, but find out all the information really next week. Not that I want to persuade you to just turn off now. But, I've just definitely burnt the bridges there. But yes, so we'll see.
We'll see how much of this is right next week.
Yeah,
Are any of these rumours that are coming out actually based in fact?
Yeah,
or is it all fiction?
That's a lot of thing I've seen. Is like I've seen like a couple of like memes going around where it's like the week before E3 when facts don't matter.
Yeah,
stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll move on to something that has definitely been announced rather than just rumour now, and that is the Mega Man Legacy Collection. So most people have probably heard of Mega Man in some capacity. Obviously, a big game back in the day. Now the original 6 are being kind of remastered. They're calling them faithful reproductions that are going to be coming this year. It's coming to Xbox One and PS4 and also PC, and then the 3DS version will come later on in the year. So did you ever get to play these games as a kid?
I think I played one. I don't know which one it was, but I know I've seen Mega Man.
Yeah, I think
Pretty sure I played some.
Yeah, I didn't play as much as I would have liked to, because we've talked before, I wasn't ever like a Nintendo kid, so a lot of it kind of passed me by. But like when you read like history of gaming and stuff, like this game is one that's very much regarded as like almost like the cornerstone. It's like a lot of inspiration for platforming games that have occurred since.
That's it. It's like I feel like I played it, but me being the dumb kid that I was at the time, I don't think I really appreciated it or like it was just cared that much. It was a game that I played, but I don't think I picked up on any significance of what it was.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like when we talk about things like you look at things, not just games like Mario and like Mega Man. Like we knew they were good at the time, but you don't necessarily, especially like as a kid, you're not going to know whether or not this is going to become an iconic game in the future. I mean, like there's certain games now we're a bit older, you understand that like like The Last of Us will probably still be looked back on in 15 years time and still be that was a special game. But when I was playing Crash Bandicoot, I didn't think everyone would still be talking about it now, like how much they need a new one. I just thought this is just a game. It's kind of like jumping on the bandwagon of all of these kind of cartoony characters. I didn't think anything more of it, just like you. But I'm very excited to play this one because I never really gave it the attention it probably deserved. And playing games like Shovel Knight, which has been very heavily inspired by
when they say faithful reproductions, is that going to keep the same sort of like art style, do you think? As in it's going to keep that pixely sort of like
I think it's still keeping
like smoothing it out.
I think it will still be kind of the 8-bit style gaming, but obviously it will just look a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay.
Because all the technology we've got now, it will probably run a bit smoother than what it did compared to then. Controllers will be a bit tighter, but they're still going to want to obviously keep the foundations of it.
Yeah.
Because that game's got such a like kind of like faithful following. It's like if they messed with it, people would end up getting angry. So, but it's not just going to be that game put on a disc. They're going to make it look shinier. So that's this summer. Also this summer we've got the release date for Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. That's now coming to the PlayStation 4 on August the 11th. So this is a kind of end of the world game, as the title suggests.
Yeah.
Everyone has been kind of taken up by whatever's happened to them. The rapture has occurred. You're in like a 70s British countryside village, and what you have to do is there's like lots of mystery surrounding the fact that the world is empty, or at least from all the videos so far appears to be empty.
Yeah.
And you have to like kind of piece together the events that have led up to, you know, why the world has ended and stuff.
Yeah, because I know in like the little voiceover bit that they had at the end of the trailer that confirmed the release date, it had like female voice going, "I'm like the only one left," or "I'm the only one here," or something like that, didn't it?
Yeah. So that's very much. It looks really pretty and it looks
does.
really interesting. Like, I love watching a game where you can watch a lot of stuff. There's a few trailers. There was a 16-minute video that they did on the PlayStation Underground where the guy was just showing more of the game, but we still don't know like anything about the story. Like, I love it when like there's a game's like, other than the fact that it's in Britain and everyone, there's no one else there, we know nothing. And like being able to pick up that game and kind of unravel the mystery is what really excites me. And I'm surprised this is this year. Like, I think we talked about it when we did our 2015 anticipated games, and we didn't even think that this would be coming this year.
Yeah.
So it like just came out of nowhere this week.
It's clearly more ready than we thought it was.
Yeah, it's good though. It makes a nice change.
Yeah.
Rather than look at this beautiful game, 2018. So are you going to pick this one up? Do you think?
I'm gonna keep it on the radar and look at it more and more and see what else comes out, sort of like in terms of information on it as we get closer. But like,
Yeah.
I'm the same with you at the same time. Like, the lack of information is intriguing.
Yeah, that's
But
the problem. You want
I want just that little bit more to confirm whether it's actually going to be something that I'm going to play, or whether I'm going to pick it up and go, it looks good, but I'm not drawn in.
I think what I'll do is I will almost certainly buy it unless all the reviews say it's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not even really going to read reviews as such. I'm just going to look at like the scores, maybe like a summary, just because I would imagine most people will write reviews spoiler free, but I want to be.
But at the same time, they kind of have to mention some stuff to be able to justify
why it's good, bad.
Yeah.
But no, I'm on board almost certainly. Like, I'm very open to any type of game. So, you know, it's not a turn-based RPG, so I'm on board basically, or a fighting game. Those are the only two games where it's like, it's not that I don't like them, I just don't appreciate them, and I don't get into those types of games. We will close out the news this week with some very exciting conversations regarding virtual reality. We keep saying that it's going to be the future, or at least Ash very much believes it is, but he's not here to defend it, so we can ridicule it all we want. Oculus Rift, we've now seen the final version of the VR headset, which was released in a pre-E3 press conference. You can see a picture of it there. They also announced the Oculus Touch, which is their kind of input device, which looks like two little round things that you hold in each hand and you manipulate
Oculus
the world.
Wii.
Yeah, basically.
It's basically what it looked like to me.
It looks like it. But more importantly, if you don't like the kind of manipulation controls, like you say, almost like Wii-ish, if that's a word.
Well, it's just kind of... It reminded me of the whole like original Wii nunchuck
controller,
system.
But they've partnered with Microsoft as well, and all headsets are going to be releasing with a Xbox One wireless controller and an adapter so that it works with it, which is good because not like here's a controller. Oh, by the way, there's an extra £20 if you want it to work. So that's good. Q1 2016 is the date.
Yeah.
Well, not the date, but the window. Are you? What are you thinking on Oculus, Dan?
I think it looks better now that they've released the final version rather than what we've seen in the dev kits. It looks a bit smoother. It looked
less like a giant brick on the face.
But I'm still not sold on it.
Yeah.
I still don't see the want, or personally, I don't have the want to sit down and go, you know what, I'm going to play some games.
Yeah.
Put it on. Like, I just...
I think
Can't
until
get it
the
enough.
problem with it, and we've talked about this before, I'm sure we have.
I think,
But unless you can experience it,
Yeah.
I think it's just like, to me, it's just like, oh, it's just going to be like having a screen in my face. But obviously, the idea is it's supposed to be so much more than that. Like, it's supposed to make you feel submerged
Yeah.
in it, so you're just drawing that much info to the game. But you can't. Well, there's two things. One, you can't appreciate it without trying it. And in Guernsey, I'll be surprised if anyone is kind of giving demo models to use in store. So that's one problem for us. And also it comes down to the line of what kind of games are going to support it. Like, we know Adrift, that space, that like basically Gravity, the video
Yeah.
game.
Gravity Simulator.
Yeah, that's Adrift compatible. But it's like, we also know that Insomniac Games and Harmonix and Square Enix have all partnered with it as well. So, you know, some pretty decent names there. Nothing like getting in the virtual reality world of Rock Band.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, really, it only works if you're in a first-person setting.
Yeah, well,
It's
obviously that's what it's got to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, it's never going to really, I say never, as in, like, my opinion, you're never going to want to use it on a third-person open-world game.
Well, no, obviously
It
because
just
it's
wouldn't.
Because what's the point?
Yeah.
You're basically then just, it takes away the whole point of what a VR is supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's still limited anyway.
What do you think to Square Enix are there? What do you think about Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is the new game? What do you think about that being VR? Like, you know, parkour, running, jumping between buildings, actually being able to like look down and see like the road below as you jump over and stuff.
It's
It'd be cool.
intriguing. I'd more want to be sat on the outside of someone playing those sort of things and then seeing their reactions when they miss. And when they fall.
Oh, what? And your character can actually fall.
Yeah.
Because on the previous Mirror's Edge, I'm pretty sure like the screen is faded to black when you missed.
Yeah, but I that's the kind of thing that I'd be more interested to see is like when people start getting properly immersed into it and they switch from that moment of, oh, this is a screen to this is me.
Yeah,
And then seeing
making it feel like you.
and then seeing how they react when they actually screw up.
Yeah. So basically, you just want to see people fail.
No, but
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean,
Because
yeah.
that's the kind of thing where it's like, is it really working? Is it like, are they properly immersed in it? Because if they suddenly scream and shout and flail because they think they're falling,
Yeah, it's weird though,
then you
because
know
like
it's kind of made that
to
gap.
me, in my mind, I think, well, surely I always will know that it's not real because you've put this thing on your head. But then like, I've heard people say that they put a head thing on and like they've shown like tech demo. Obviously, tech demos are designed to optimize it as much as possible, but you know they've said that they've put it on and actually for a moment they felt like they are actually in that world. And like these aren't like actors; these are like actual people, members of the media who would have no benefit to be lying. It's like, well, I don't know. I can't get my head around it without experiencing
Trying,
it.
yeah.
So, but anyway,
So to E3 we go.
we're not allowed. Well, we are members of the press, sort of. I don't know if we could justify it. I think we need a bit more than the 16 followers that we have at the moment, or maybe 50 if you count YouTube plus Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll look out for that. Again, there'll probably be more info on it. There'll be more hands-on impressions of it at E3, I'm sure, because it will be on the show floor. Unfortunately, we won't be there, but
No.
we'll be there to report second-hand to you. That's it on the news front this week. We'll move over to the games, and again, with it being pre-free, not many games this week. I think this is the first time where we actually haven't had any sort of like indie game at all released, because like you're guaranteed to get a couple of things, even if they're really random and weird. But like this week we've got 3 games. They're all like retail AAA releases. We'll start with the first one, which is The Elder Scrolls Online. Obviously already on PC, but now coming to the consoles, PS4, Xbox One. MMORPG set in the same sort of world as the other Elder Scrolls. The story's indirectly connected with the other games, but I understand this is like a millennium prior to Skyrim. I'm sure that means to people out there that have played Skyrim. To someone that hasn't, the last Elder Scrolls game I played was Morrowind, and that's because I got it for free with my computer.
I have not played a single one of the Elder Scrolls games. So
Yes, I'm more knowledgeable. But the fact that there's
my
been
knowledge of what's happened within them is 0.
But yeah, So what I've read on this is a lot of people haven't been overly impressed with it so far. It's very much, it's fine, it's okay, but I don't think it's quite necessarily been the success that maybe they were hoping for. Bethesda, that is. I mean, this game's been in development for 7 years, so it's a long time coming. I just saw, I mean, again, it could be isolated, but I saw one person having to spend a lot of the evening waiting for servers.
Yeah.
Which, you understand, it happens. They're not the only ones that it happens to, especially on day one. But just because it happens to everyone else doesn't mean they should get a free pass.
No.
So, I don't know if you have, based on your Elder Scrolls knowledge, your infinite knowledge, don't know if you want to add your 2 cents to it.
No. I would just make myself look stupid, to be honest, at this point. Because
how's that any different to any other week?
Alright. Because Ash isn't here.
Yeah, exactly. I need to make fun of someone at some point. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe Ash actually is dead because he couldn't handle the age jokes that I made about him. Or maybe they have just taken his toll and he has actually finally died of old age.
Maybe.
It would make sense. He is pretty old. So we'll move on from Elder Scrolls to Lego Jurassic World. I would list the platform, but let's just say it's on everything. Old gen, new gen, handheld, PC.
Let's say everything active.
Everything active. And probably even the ones that are less active as well. There's probably a PS2 release. There's not a PS2 release. But yeah, every console is there for. It's a Lego game. It's very similar. Operates to, all of the other Lego games. Puzzle elements. You have to go around and collect all your little bits of Lego. And there's 100 playable characters in this game, including 20 dinosaurs.
How have they managed to get 100?
Because
I'm assuming this is just basically the Lego version of the movie.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, like there's,
are they letting you play as the extras?
Well, it's the full quadrilogy.
Okay.
So I mean, just off the top of my head, I can think of like at least a dozen people in the first movie.
I suppose
like, you got the kids, you got the girl, you got the man. Like, I don't know all their names. It's been so long since I've seen it, but like there are a lot of people in there. And then you got all the other movies, and then they've probably got generic guys, like kind of lab man, lab woman, and stuff like that. And then you got the dinosaurs as well. So. But yeah, I mean, as far as Lego games go, I like them, but it's more reserved for a Lego series that I would be closer attached to. We've talked about it before, like the superheroes. Jurassic World, it just doesn't really appeal to me. Jurassic Park was a good movie.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I'm so passionate about that I need to go and buy the game of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
How about you?
It's like same. It's just another Lego game, isn't it? It's like they're good. They're not great that you need to necessarily rush out and get every single one.
No. Well, once you've played one, you've played most. I mean, like you always get new features added in and stuff, but if you like your Lego games, chances are you'll like this. If you don't like Lego games, this one's not doing anything new for you. So, and we'll close out with the final games. Like I said. Quiet week on the games this week. Yeah. This is Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. So Payday 2 obviously has already been out for a long time, but this is now the new gen port or upgrade, however you want to phrase it, for PS4, Xbox One. This is co-op focused first person shooter where you do a variety of heists, and there's new content for the new gen along with all the DLC and stuff, but Dan can probably give you a little bit more because I know you did play.
I played it a bit more to sort of like level up and figure out the game so that we could get into something.
Which went really well because we did one whole heist.
Yeah, we did one evening.
We've done as many heists in this game as we have in GTA.
That's true.
So,
or did we rob 2 places in Payday?
Maybe.
We might have.
You might have maybe done an extra one with Ash. I've only done one, I think.
I know, I just remember us doing an evening. I can't remember how many different things we...
That's true.
Because they were just like really quick single missions.
From what I remember, like this game it's fine. You can tell that
it's very repetitive.
Yeah, once you've done one heist, they're different heists, like jewelry, bank and all that.
Jewelry, bank, club.
They're all effectively...
And then there was some story, like there was some bigger like multi-day story ones which took you to different places. But yeah, it's basically the same thing. Go in, steal thing, get out. If you can
handle the hostages.
If you can do it the quiet way, all the better. If you can't,
Shoot the
handle
cops.
hostages and just hold down the fort until you can run away.
Yeah. But there is a good online community for this game, or at least there was, and there probably will be on this.
I will say, even though it does sound repetitive in terms of its gameplay, I had fun when I was playing it.
Yeah, it's a decent game. It's not like terrible by any means. Hopefully, for all of you out there, though, you already got it for free on PlayStation 3 when it was a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
So, whether or not you necessarily need to upgrade, I don't think it's a game where you need to necessarily upgrade. Personally, I might be. If you didn't buy any of the DLC and that kind of appeals to you, then possibly. But I won't be rushing out to buy this one personally. Let's put it that way.
No, it's like it'll probably end up actually rolling around as a PS Plus game at some point in the future as a PS4 game.
Yeah, a long time away, I think. But eventually, at some point, yeah.
I think it's that kind of game, especially considering it did on PS3.
Yeah, that's true. So not the best week for games, but that's probably a good thing because we've had so many good games over the last month or so. It can give everyone a week off to try and catch up on some of those games. But closing out, Dan, what would be your game of the week if you had to?
Well, it's between Lego and Payday, and I'm just going to go with Payday 2 because I know that game better. It's like I did think it was fun.
Yeah.
And with the improvements and so on, it might offer more than what it originally did because it was never a complete game when I was playing it on the PS3. There was always the signs that there was meant to be more.
Yeah, there was a lot of DLC. I think there was 3 DLC packages that came out. So obviously, getting all this in the new game, that's obviously beneficial. You get yourself some more heists and weapons and tools and stuff like that. So that's
There's
cool.
a 5th character as well.
Yeah.
So for those who want a female character to play as.
Wait, you've got to allow have a female character. No sexism in video games. Yeah. Remember. I'm going to go with Lego because even though I probably won't personally pick up this one, I still enjoy the Lego games. I played Beyond Gotham, the last Batman game, had a lot of fun with it. Lego games they're decent games, they're fun games. There's a lot of humour in there, so no doubt this game will be the same. So if I had to pick one this week, that would be the one I'd go for.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's it for this week on the Game of the Week show. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you've got any comments about the news stories this week, let us know in the comments below. We will respond to you. Obviously, like I said earlier on, next week is the big week, the one where all of the E3 news will come out. Not entirely sure how we'll do the show just yet because with there being so much news, we might have to
maybe split it by.
We might even do either like a general Game of the Week show, and maybe next week we'd do some party chats for each conference, like one for Sony, one for Microsoft or something. We'll have a look at it, we'll review the news, and then we'll make a decision then. But we will keep you informed via our many social networking channels that we now have, which you can find down below. So make sure you follow those.
Yeah,
little plug. Dan, thank you as always.
Cheers, Matt.
And everyone out there, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all next Monday.